That's absolutely true. I mean, to be honest and blunt, most Americans, and I've made this effort in my classroom and here in New York City where I live, most Americans could not tell you where Ukraine was, cannot find it on a map, haven't devoted one iota of thought to it, barely listen when our leaders provide their thin rationales for the war, and all shake their heads at the humongous sums being spent on sending weapons to Ukraine when there isn't enough money to help people solve the most basic problems. One of the ways it is impacting here, and I don't know enough about your situation, but we have an out of control housing market. The capitalist system here in the United States is not only pricing food out of the reach of millions, but it is even more aggressively providing housing that is so expensive that people literally cannot. Our record book, for example, now indicates that more people in the ages of 15 to 30 years of age are living with their parents than at any time since the statistics of these sorts of things were begun to be kept by the government. In other words, the particularities may differ, but yes, the United States is very, very determined to fight to the last Ukrainian and to hope that more and more of the costs of it, political, economic, military, will be borne by the Europeans. This has been an old American policy. It used to be that Europeans understood that for them, in some ways, the risk might exist that the Russians and the Americans come to an agreement by splitting the difference, namely who gets what part of Europe. That no one should imagine that the United States is in any way shy of having things work out like that. It is a remarkable quality here. It comes from 100 years of being able to think that the empire that will end all other empires is this one, the American one, that it outmaneuvered the British, who had the last empire. And when you say to them, yeah, but all the signs look like China's coming up to be the next one, they look at you blankly as if the thought had never crossed their mind, even though as you tick through the signs, they get more and more depressed looking because you're confronting them with material they don't want to see.